Hey guys, Dan Malone here from MassLive.com, alongside, as always, Andrew Sear of the Massachusetts Daily Collegian, for the last time this season here at the Malone Center. Parked in front of this beautiful Sam the Minuteman mural we have behind us.
Always looking like he's about to punch me in the face.
As always. We're here after a UMass regular season finale win, 69-52 over a LaSalle squad that looked kind of lethargic in the second half, didn't shoot especially well. This is a big win for UMass for a few reasons. One they needed a win. They needed kind of a little bit of a boost going into the postseason. Two, it was senior night. You know, it's always nice to get a win on that. And most importantly, they held up their end of the bargain in securing that 10th seed for the Atlantic 10 tournament next week in Brooklyn. They needed to beat LaSalle, and they needed St. Louis to lose to St. Bonaventure. It did 76-67. Those games tipped off at the same time, so people who are interested in that were kind of keeping an eye on one game, looking at the other one at the same time. So UMass got a little help. It gave itself a big boost with a 17-point win, and now I think they probably feel kind of good about themselves heading into the Barclays Center next week.
Yeah, today definitely gave them some confidence moving forward. Especially you saw Thursday night, that 12-point first half was one of the worst halves they played all season. Trey Davis came out firing, had 20 points in that first half.
On his own,
and then Jabari Hines in the second half scored 8 quick points to start the second half, had 12 of his 13 in the second half. So it was really Davis and Hines that kind of led the Minutemen tonight, especially with their scoring.
Which is nothing new.
It's
been a guard-led team all season.
Yeah, you throw in Dante Clark, he had 17. I think they combined for 57 of the 69 points. So
that's a lot.
Yeah, and nothing new.
That's going to have to be the recipe in Brooklyn next week too.
Exactly. But I thought both Hines and Davis, played very well. But I thought one of Hines' best plays wasn't even coming on that shot. He had a shot on the wing. He had an open three-pointer with the defender closing out, but he dished it to Berger in the corner for that corner three. Gave him a 16-point lead. UMass was able to, they extended it to 20 later on. But that play kind of was the dagger. Kind of really put the nail in the coffin, set UMass ahead. But
kind of exemplified the fact, there was senior night. Trey Davis had already gone off for his. Maybe Jabari's thinking, hey, I want to have kind of my moment too. And he passes up the shot to get a teammate a better look, and they sink it.
They did. And also you look to this game, Rashawn Holloway again, even though he didn't have quite the numbers that he has in the past 2 games, definitely established himself in the post. Had a nice dunk at the end.
Thunderous dunk. We haven't heard the Mullen Center, the backboard and the rim make that sound yet this year. It's kind of like, oh, is he going to break that or what's going on? Yeah,
but LaSalle, like you mentioned, kind of laid an egg.
They're not good. LaSalle's not good. UMass swept them. They finished last in the A10 for a reason. They'll be playing in that Wednesday play-in game. And their problem tonight largely was, Jordan Price, a guy who had killed UMass last year, came out and shot 3 for 17. He made 3 threes in the first 10 minutes of the game. He didn't have another field goal. Or was he 4 for 17?
4 for 18.
4 for 18, I can't. He didn't have another field goal until the game was well out of hand. Late in regulation. He was, he could tell he was getting frustrated. He was getting heckled by some guy who was all over him all night. Maybe I don't know. He acknowledged that guy early in the game. Maybe he got in his head. Who knows? But he was a guy who just, obliterated UMass in a couple games last year. And he, like you said, he laid an egg. And he's really their only major offensive threat. When he's not doing it, LaSalle's not a great team, and they showed it.
Exactly, and I think the interesting thing, and this has been the case all season, at the beginning of the year, Dante Clark's defense was one of the biggest question marks coming in. And you've seen so many times, he's D'd up other teams' best scorers, especially on the wing. Tonight was no different.
He has the physical talent. It's just a matter of, is he going to put in that
Does he want to put in that work? Exactly. But like you mentioned, aside from Price, that LaSalle team, not very good, not very deep. But yeah, UMass, it was nice to see the win on senior night. Chris Lydon got his first career start.
Walk on Chris Lydon. He's only been on the team for like a couple months, and now he's making a start. It's a nice thing.
And Kellogg said he made that decision driving on his way to the game. He had talked to a few coaches, decided to make that start. But that's always something you want to see, especially regardless of what team, how good you are, what the game is. If it's senior night, I hope I'm in the majority that think that all seniors should start. But
maybe got a little good karma. They make that move. They get a little help from St. Bonaventure in the St. Louis game. They come out and roll to a big win.
They did. But like you said, kind of a boring game in the second half. UMass was clearly by far the better team in this one.
But there haven't been too many of those lately, so I don't think any UMass fans are going to complain that the game got boring because UMass was up by so many. We'll see what kind of how this plays into how they do down in Brooklyn. Who knows if this was a good warm-up or not, or they're just going to come out and get demolished by Rhode Island. Again, I think we neglected to mention that they're playing Rhode Island, the 7th seed, Thursday, 6:30. Rhode Island, a team that, like you mentioned early on, UMass scored 12 points in the first half just a couple days ago. So they're kind of getting a rematch here, sandwiched around this blowout win over LaSalle. We'll see how they come out. This is kind of the rubber match in that series. Rhodey is a team that UMass fans love to hate. They love to hate Dan Hurley. People are going to be clamoring to get this win, not only because it advances them a game into the tournament, but I think a lot of people just want to see Rhode Island lose. Even if they have Hassan Martin hurt and E.C. Matthews hurt, I think this is a game that people will be really excited for, which maybe, if they had lost tonight and they were playing in some playing game on Wednesday against like George Mason, I don't think people would get excited. I think the fact that they're in the Thursday round game, they're playing against a heated rival, I think it's a little more exciting, and there's going to be more on the line.
Definitely. Like you said, anytime you're playing your rival, your team gets up for that. With the exception of the first half, UMass did not get up for that one. But in terms of the fans and people and the spectators, definitely a good game. These two teams do not like each other. Every time you saw former Glenn and Jabari get into it a little bit in that game, they each got matching technicals. So I'm excited for this game. It's for simply basketball standpoint. Anytime you get rivals playing, especially in the conference tournament, the stakes are always a little high. The two teams are going to be coming at each other. I think it's going to be fun. And the next time you'll hear from us will be in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn. I'm looking forward to it. In the Barclays Center. Like I said, this is our last one for Mullins. We'll be packing up, heading south a little bit. We'll see how long we can stay there, how many videos we end up shooting. We know we'll have one more coming, but I guess we'll find out starting Thursday.
Definitely.
All right. Thanks for watching.